All right, y'all, we back with another reaction right here on ABP Reactions. And right now, an Atlanta podcaster was sentenced in a $3 million fraud case, man. Let's find out why and what happened.
To the late night special. I'm your host, Jonathan Duberton, a.k.a. Finesse. And call me anything. Anything. Please don't call me broke.
Listen, they hate the question. What you gonna bring to the table? They hate that question.
Why they hate that question?
I don't know why. I don't know why, because
they ain't got nothing.
It's such a hard answer for them to answer. Like, what you mean?
Right.
Because all they got, I mean, not all of them, but it's the pretty face, and that's where most of them stop at.
And they get mad when you say you the prize. Now we got to be sus.
Now we got to be
zesty,
feminine. You know what I'm saying?
We zesty because I work out too. I got money. I look good too.
You talking about?
Than he ever been. Not saying that everybody dad was a failure. Even if your dad was successful, that's your competition. I need to be better than that man. I done finessed the world to think that I'm rich as fuck.
Damn. Wait, hold on. And you in jail for fraud? So he admitted it right here, but he probably didn't mean it like that at the time when he said it.
Fam, imagine going to federal prison for fraud, sitting in that cell, and instead of planning your next legal move, you planning your next brand, a podcast, a platform, a whole new image. You come home, build a name, people respect the grind, people think you beat the system, and now you're the one giving game to others. But behind that image, the feds say the hustle never stopped, because in 2026, people are still getting arrested over PPP loans, COVID relief money, and government fraud schemes that happened years ago. And this time, it wasn't just a random scammer. It was a well-known podcaster from Atlanta, and according to federal prosecutors, millions of dollars were involved. Multiple co-defendants were tied in, and the same man who once served time for fraud found himself right back in federal court.
Damn.
Same government, same paperwork, same prison system, a different year. Today we're gonna break down who he is, how prison helped create his platform, what happened in his first federal case, and what the feds say happened in his new indictment, and why his sentence is sending a message to everybody who thought PPP was free money. Because sometimes the lifestyle people see online is financed by crimes they'll hear about years later in court. But before we go over this one, I want you guys to remember, I don't give you no angle, I just give you the story. So with that being said, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We're gonna jump right to it. Fan me, Jonathan Duberton. After doing my homework on trying to look up his life story, it seemed like from a very early age, all this man allegedly knew was stealing and fraud. You see, as mentioned, he grew up in Atlanta, Georgia. He went to Riverdale High School. He also attended a 2-year college at Cadone College. Unfortunately, he didn't graduate. He found himself doing fraud from another student's car.
My boy, a professional scammer, man. Hey, man, get your money, man. I ain't mad at you, man. Just don't get caught. Just don't get caught. But how many of y'all hit on them PPP loans? Don't lie. Come clean. Come clean. How many of y'all hit on them PPP loans? It was a lot of niggas that hit on that PPP loans for sure. And I remember they was like, yeah, like 2 years after, they finna start coming back and finding everybody who hit on those PPP loans and didn't really deserve them. I mean, everybody got scared of shit, but you ain't saw nobody go to jail except for like the big celebrities. So I feel like when they say that shit, they like the niggas who really hit. The niggas who hit for like $1 million or something or something crazy. They don't want you niggas that only hit for 30,000.
Oh, hell no, man.
Where? They gonna come get y'all last. Y'all niggas only hit for 30, 20 bands. Hey, shut up. Ain't nobody worried about you.
Tried to hoop. Grades was fucked up.
Can you hoop though?
I can hoop.
Okay.
He can hoop. I can vouch for you.
Who can vouch for you though?
He can vouch for
Oh,
you. He can vouch.
I can see Ash 100 pounds lighter doing this thing. I can see that.
All right.
He do his thing out there.
That's
He's like Baby Shaq out there,
That's
bro.
what they call me.
He's you know what I mean?
No, I get buckets though. I played basketball 30 years of my life.
So you tried to hoop, ain't work out, but you graduated from college or not?
No, I got kicked out of college. No, I didn't get kicked out. I got in trouble in college for doing some illegal shit. Like some dumbass shit too, bro. Like, it was a student card on the ground or some shit. I picked it up. I was like, damn, but that's where they deliver the bread at.
Yeah.
This nigga lying like a motherfucker. That nigga switched this story up mid-sentence.
I'm like, let me go see if they got some money on this motherfucker. So I go in the bookstore. I asked this one guy, I'm like, yo, bro, you let me swipe for this? He was like, nah. I'm like, all right, whatever. And I went to this next girl. I was like, I'll give you $100, let me swipe. She was like, all right, bet. I swiped the whole card out. The nigga didn't snitched on me.
Dang.
I get caught, I get kicked out of school. And at that point, I didn't even know why I was in school. I was just going to school just to satisfy my mom. And when I got kicked out, I was like, man, fuck this shit. Like, what the fuck am I even doing here, bro? I don't plan on working for nobody. Like it just started to make me think about life a little more.
Yeah. Entrepreneurship mindset from the jump. Like for real.
Now, Jonathan is also a man who's been in and out of jail since the age of 12.
You 12, getting locked up, in and out, slap on the wrist. When did you really start to like do some real type of like, oh man, I'm in here for longer than what I thought I was gonna be in here for?
Shit, when I went to the feds.
Wow.
Like all that shit was like play, like juvenile, like, but I understood, you know what I'm saying? I would see niggas locked up at 13, this is called 10 for armed robbery. You know what I'm saying? Robbed a gas station with a BB gun or some dumb shit. Or murdered a nigga or raped a chick. And I was like, damn niggas, they giving out real time for this shit. And it caught on real quick. Like, I don't want to be one of them niggas. You know what I mean? And I was hearing stories about them young niggas going to prison and getting took. And I never wanted to be one of them. Like, yo, I'm a do some crime, but I ain't gonna do that type of crime.
So it ain't deter you enough to be like, but I'm gonna be. It just made you be a little bit more careful, or how you feel like it was making you move.
I must just say this, brother. If you've been going to jail for 12 years old for repeatedly doing the same thing, trying to fraud, trying to scam, trying to steal, and you've been getting caught your whole life, it's time for you to find a new motherfucking hobby, brother. It's over with, nigga. That shit ain't for you. Stealing ain't for you. Scamming ain't for you. Nigga, none of that scandalous shit is for you, brother. Because goddamn, you went to the feds for scamming. Get out. Apparently, you popping on the podcast scene. And then you scamming all while popping on the podcast scene and go back to the feds again? Let it go, man. It's time to move on, brother. It's time to move forward.
It just make, like, after like 12, 13, that's when like my homies started hitting licks. Like they started kicking in doors and carrying guns and shit like that. Like, it clicked very early, like, yo, you don't need to be carrying guns for what? Like, I don't got no beef with niggas. What I need to be carrying guns for? Like, kicking in doors, like, if I was hitting licks, it was, like, premeditated. You know what I mean? Like, I go in a nigga crib, like, you my friend, I go in his crib, we going together, we playing the games, like, oh, he got all type of shit in here. I'm about to leave a window open, come back the next day, but niggas was kicking doors at 15. I was like, I don't want to be a part of no shit like that. Like, I was a smooth criminal, I would say.
Nah, okay.
Now, shout out to Crime Pays official podcast for that interview and those clips. But as you can see, Jonathan was a man who was known to do fraud and breaking your crib as a kid. Now, that interview was 9 months ago, and at this point, he's known as Finesse. But he didn't know that shortly after, he'd be arrested by the feds again. But before we get to that, he mentioned in that interview.
Damn, so you go by the name Finesse. Okay. Obviously, you don't got no finesse, brother.
He didn't have a wake-up call until his federal sentence. That's because he was arrested by the feds once before the second time. You see, back in 2017, Jonathan and his sister were sentenced for using stolen identities to steal over $395 from the U.S. Department of Agriculture Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, also known as SNAP. The defendants illegally obtained SNAP benefits for themselves and then cashed them at stores they owned in several Georgia communities. They said the charges and information presented in court is from July 2014 through October 2015. That means they didn't get arrested until 2 years later. Jonathan and Stephanie owned and operated 2 convenience stores in Cobb County. The stores' names was identified as J. Good Groceries and Stephanie's Groceries.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
My nigga. So you stealing EBT and using it at your own store. Finesse, you don't got no finesse, man. What is going on? I'm thinking, nigga, y'all done used this shit somewhere else where it can't be traced back to you. You got the shit at your own store, you and your sister. Come on, man. What type of genius do you think you are doing some stupid shit like that? Like, come on, bro.
The defendants used stolen identities to apply for SNAP benefits instead of accepting SNAP benefits from qualified recipients to purchase food. These SNAP benefits were loaded on EBT cards, which are similar to debit cards. The defendant directed DHS to mail hundreds of EBT cards to addresses they controlled. They then collected and swiped the fraudulent SNAP cards at convenience stores. Over $800,000 in SNAP payments were deposited in defendants' bank accounts. DHS and USDA were able to link $395,000 of those funds to 321 fraudulent SNAP accounts. At that time, Jonathan was 28 and he was sentenced to 3 years and 9 months in prison. And Stephanie, she was 24 and was sentenced to 6 months in prison. Both defendants were also sentenced to 3 years of supervised release. Now in 2020, Jonathan going to the halfway house. And as you all know, during this time, it's COVID. The world shut down and the government issued PPP. Business owners was able to get Paycheck Protection Program, which allowed them to pay payroll and get other items to try to stay afloat during the pandemic. And we all know Jonathan was just in the feds, so he definitely didn't have a business. But he used this time to come home and apply for PPP loans. And apparently he had social security numbers from his EBT schemes, and he did just that.
Oh my God, he doubled down on the same fucking socials? Oh my God. So you use the socials to get EBT, then you double down, and now you use the same socials to get PPP. And you probably got the shit sent to the same addresses, and you swipe the cards or cash the money and spent it at the same stores. Like, what the fuck, bruh?
Came to PPP. You see, according to Jonathan's indictment, from around July 2020 to April 2021, during the height of COVID relief programs, prosecutors say Jonathan, alongside 3 other individuals, ran a large fraud operation involving California EDD unemployment benefits. Instead of legitimate unemployed workers getting benefits, they allegedly used stolen names, stolen dates of births, stolen social security numbers, fake unemployment claims, fake mailing addresses in Georgia, VPNs to hide where claims were submitted from. Most of the time, people had no idea their information was being used. According to this indictment, the scheme worked by step 1, steal identities. They allegedly got personal information from unwitting victims, names, birthdays, social security numbers. This info was used to apply for unemployment benefits in California. You see, the real reason people was using benefits in California was because they was one of the easiest and biggest targets during COVID unemployment fraud. That's why so many fraud cases involving people living in Georgia, Florida, Texas, or Atlanta still trace back to California EDD. They had higher payments and the verification was weaker.
Been swiping for EDD. Go to the bank, get a stack at least. This shit here better than selling peas. I made some rent.
So when it came to Jonathan and his crew, step 2, the feds say they had filed fake unemployment claims. They used VPNs to hide the real IP addresses and make it harder to trace where applications came from. They said step 3, they changed the mailing addresses to Georgia. Once approved, they allegedly updated the account so the debit cards would be mailed to addresses in Metro Atlanta.
Let's see, 19,000, 19,000, 19,000, 19,000.
This is key. The money was California unemployment money, but the cards were being shipped to Georgia.
20,000.
They say once the debit cards arrived, prosecutors say
20,000.
they use ATMs to withdraw the money. The indictment specifically lists withdrawals like 1,000 and 200 repeated ATM withdrawals. That's what triggered the wire fraud counts. How much money? Well, the feds say they had over 300 debit cards mailed. About
God damn. 300 debit cards? That nigga hit. 1,900 each debit card? Oh, he passed.
3 million transferred. The indictment says
Sheesh.
CAEDD was duped into mailing over 300 debit cards and transferring approximately $3 million. Feds say they stole millions using dead people's and victims' identity during COVID. Not to mention, one of the co-defendants, Kadar Williams, allegedly filed fraud claims for himself too. And the feds say during that time, Jonathan would use his illegal funds to start his podcast, Rich and Unemployed. The irony.
Oh my God, dog. So you just flexing that you out here scamming. Rich and unemployed. So you just flexing. You throwing it in their face that you out here scamming. You putting yourself on the radar. What an idiot, man.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
Oh my God. My boy ain't the brightest, man. He know how to pull the plays, but he ain't the brightest once he gets the money and how he goes about it. He knows how to get the money. He know what to do to get it, but the way he gets it, it makes the spot hot. Look at the EBT shit he did. He gets the money, but then he's using it all at him and his sister's store. So they can identify, hey, why are these cards all being used here? When they come back as fraud. Where was they all used at? Oh, at these 2 stores. Who owns those stores? This nigga and his sister. Idiot. Now you get the PPP shits and you over here, I done made a podcast and you probably on a podcast talking about it.
Welcome to the Late Night Special. I'm your host, Jonathan Dubuton, a.k.a. Finesse. And call me anything. Anything. Please don't call me broke. Also known as Rich, because, hey, that's just me. That's just how I am. That's just who I am.
Lame.
That's just destiny.
Lame.
That's just destiny. But Happy New Year, man, to say the least. Y'all been rocking with me for a minute, and I believe this is my 3rd New Year on Late Night Special. And, damn, we done came too far. We done came way too far. A new year is new comings, new, fresh. If we look at the world, like during this time, it's winter time, it's fall time, everything is dead. There's nothing growing. But in the springtime, that's when everything blossoms. That's when everything in the world just come alive again. That's really the new year. You know what I mean? But I don't know who designed this shit. I don't know who put this in effect where they just made the new year in January. But hey, whatever. We here.
Man, what the fuck are you talking about, man? Who the fuck be watching this shit? The fuck is we talking about right now, man? Flowers and blossom and spring and summer, man. What the fuck? Turn this shit off.
I don't want to bust y'all bubble, but we here, goddammit. I done finessed the world to think that I'm rich as fuck. Like, let me explain, because like people, it's hard to believe when I tell people that I'm broke. Hey, I ain't got it right now, bro. Damn, bro, like my bank account low. Like, motherfuckers don't believe it. Motherfuckers call me like, hey man, bro, this is my rich partner. Not knowing, bro, I'm fucked up right now. But it's all about perception. It's all about, how you carry yourself when in these times. You know what I mean? Like, I never walk like I'm broke. You know what I'm saying? I never act like I'm fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a...
All right, who enjoys this type of content? I really want to know, like, who wants to sit and watch a nigga talk about, I got all this money for fucking 2 hours. I got money. I can't walk like I'm broke. I don't walk like I'm broke. I got so much money, and sometimes I be broke and people don't believe it because the perception, I'm rich, and I don't, like, who watches this shit?
Oh, hell no, man.
That is some corny nigga shit. Nobody want to hear that shit for 2 hours, man. Is that what you talking about? Just being rich when really you're a scammer, and then you're sitting here scamming and putting the police on your radar and feds on your radar?
Always act like I'm eating.
I'm out.
You know what I mean? You'll never see me fucked up, starving, dirty. You know what I mean? You'll never see that. They don't have to see that from you. They don't gotta know when you fucked up. They ain't gotta know when you broke. They ain't gotta know when you sad. They ain't gotta know that. We ain't gotta show the world that. Or shit, be vulnerable and tell the world, man, I'm fucked up, I'm broke. I can say that, but people still don't believe me. My broke is a different broke. I get it. My broke would be, shit, I'm down to my last 20, 30,000, 40,000. Shit, when I'm at 50, I feel broke. When I get down to like 20, I'm just panicking. You know what I mean? Because like, bro, at any given time, I could be at 0. And I cannot be at 0. I can't not be at a negative. You know what I'm saying?
Imagine committing 2 hours of your life to watch this shit. Like, what? So I'm supposed to just sit here and listen to you brag about how much money you got, or when you don't got it, you still look like you got it, and people enjoy that shit? Like, I don't know. Like, it might be somebody who like that. I don't know. Let me know if I'm tripping. I don't want to sound like I'm hating, because I'm not hating at all. To get your money. But, like, damn, that's all you talking about for the whole 2 hours? Just yourself? And having money? Is that what we watching?
Than he ever been. Not saying that everybody dad was a failure. Even if your dad was successful, that's your competition. I need to be better than that man. Just look at you. You want your son to outdo you. You want your son to outgrow you, to become way more successful, to do the things that you couldn't do. You need to outdo your daddy. Do what he couldn't do. He couldn't build a family right. You do it. You know what I mean? Your dad couldn't get rich. He couldn't get wealthy. He couldn't build for the family. You do it.
The fam, that was one of his last episodes. Now he using AI. But in that physical appearance he wrote in the title, didn't know the feds was coming. Maybe he knew, maybe he didn't. But what we do know is all he knew was fraud. But there you have it, fam. To think you come home from the feds for fraud and still do PPP unemployment fraud. It's crazy. And that's really the part people
Yeah, it sounds like you gotta stop talking about yourself and start talking to yourself. Give yourself some advice on what not to do, nigga. Because you so busy talking about yourself that you done put yourself on the radar and expose everything you got going that you ain't even realize what's happening here, brother. You sitting here popping it too rich, and then your shit is called rich and unemployed. So what you think the Fed's gonna do if it's a nigga on here saying I'm worth millions, but I don't got a job? How the fuck a nigga with no job get $1 million? Make that make sense, brother. Like, I don't know why people, like, they get on this internet and they don't get that this is still reality, bro. Like, you're on here talking, and especially, like, you can come on here and fake like you rich and act like you, I get that, right? But when you really out here scamming and really got a bag, got an M off of scamming, you're not supposed to be on the internet talking about that. Stay as far away as possible from talking about that. I don't even want to associate the two. When I'm on this podcast, hey, man, I'm a broke nigga, I'm a whatever. I'm not going to be on here, I'm rich and I don't got no job. You don't got to work. Be like me, rich and unemployed. Like, huh? Wait, hold on. Now, if I'm the feds and I got free time, I'm finna go see what this nigga talking about. How the fuck is he rich and unemployed? And you on here like, yeah, nigga, I ain't never worked. I got out of jail, nigga. You know, I ain't never worked. I opened a liquor store with my sister. $1 million off a liquor store. Nigga, where that motherfucker at?
The pandemic may be over, but the federal investigations never stop. A lot of people thought PPP, unemployment fraud, and those COVID reliefs were quick money, something that never happened during chaos, that would just disappear with time. But the government don't forget where their money went. Sometimes it take 2 years, sometimes 4, sometimes even longer. But eventually, if that paperwork lead back to you, those handcuffs catch up. And in this case, prosecutors say over 300 debit cards, stolen identities,
$3 million.
unemployment claims, and nearly $3 million.
Damn.
All led back to a small circle of names and a few Atlanta addresses. The same image people build online, the flashy lifestyle, the success story, the I figured it out narrative, sometimes be funded by something completely different behind the scenes. And when the truth hits federal court, the internet can't save you. Because within the last 24 hours of me making this video, Jonathan was sentenced to 7 years in prison.
Damn. 7 years. Got your ass out the paint. Damn. You on here popping it, doing too much. Look what it got you, man. 7 years, bro. You're doing too much. Stay out the light, man. That's the problem. You got to stay out the limelight. It's like when you a hood nigga and you still gangbanging and doing, you know, doing your 1-2, doing your Dougie. Stay off the internet, bro. Like, nigga, how are you going to be on the internet? Yeah, nigga, I be putting shit to bed. Nigga, I be out here knocking shit. Nigga, I'm smoking this pack. Nigga, I just smoked. Like, bro, stop that, nigga, if you really out here doing that. Stay far as possible away from that microphone talking about that shit, man.
A long time before you come back home, and I could be corrected, but I believe it's at least 85% of your time in the feds. But fam, it's time to let me know what y'all think about this one in the comments. Was this just people taking advantage of a broken system? Or was this always federal time waiting to happen? Comment below.
All right, man. Yep. You know, listen, man, listen. Salute, brother. Get your chili, man. Get your chili. I ain't knocking you on how you get your chili. How you get your chili is how you get your chili. But be smart about it once you get it, man. You know what I'm saying? You seem like you know what you're doing, but you're doing it the wrong way. You're making the block too hot when you get it. You know what I'm saying? And you keep going to jail. And you said since 12, since you were stealing since 12. Every time you get out, you go right back. You get out for a little bit, go right back. Go sit in the feds, get out, now you're right back. You know what I mean? So obviously, you got to switch something up. Something about the way that you finessing, Mr. Finesse, ain't finessing right. You know what I mean? Get it together. You know, you meet a lot of different motherfuckers in that feds that can help you too. So that's the catch-22 about going to jail, going to the feds. You're going to meet other criminals, and they sometimes can help you. You know what I mean? Correct where you fucking up at and to do it the right way. Even though y'all both in jail, he just happened to get caught. Now, Finesse, do y'all think when he get out of jail that he's going to stop and go clean, wipe his hands? Or do y'all think he's going to get right back into scamming? Should he get right back into scamming, or should he just let it go? What would you do if you was Finesse? I'm gonna give you 2 seconds to smash a like, and as always, get ready for the next reaction.